So Twitch continues to get worse. Now we've talked about this quite a bit over on this channel with the whole Megalodon VT stuff of her exposing Twitch essentially for not displaying the correct viewership and users. Now Twitch did respond to it, and they responded pretty badly by blaming it on an old kind of mechanic that they added into the site, which pretty much changes nothing about this. But again, obviously it seems like there has been some kind of response from them recently, but it seems like it's going to get even worse, because there's been a couple of situations which I kind of wanted to follow up on with this, which has kind of made a lot of people turn on Twitch, especially in the VTuber community, which I thought was very, very interesting. Now, obviously Megalodon added Twitch in this tweet saying, is there anything we can do about this? And this is a whole 9-minute video of her talking about how users and viewers were separated, and a lot of it seems to be based on chat interactions. Whenever someone interacts less with the chat due to, them playing a game or something, maybe they're just watching or lurking, then obviously that causes a viewership drop and them not to be counted. Now, Twitch kind of blamed it a lot on people having multiple tabs open for multiple streamers, which obviously can be the case, and it's been a system that's been put in place for a very long time, where essentially if you're watching multiple streamers, I think it's like more than 3 or something, pretty much none of them get counted, not even the original streamer you're watching. So again, that can be an issue, but I don't think that is the main issue. I don't think the massive gap of over like 400 people, I'm pretty sure it was, between users and viewers is entirely people watching more than 3 streamers, right? That's just not the case. That doesn't happen. Sure, maybe some of them are, but not 400 of them. That's pretty crazy. And as Megalodon and many people have been saying, it is due to the fact of a lack of interaction within the chat, and this has not been addressed by Twitch at all. More people commenting on it, including Mystic Light here, saying, thank you so much for bringing light to this. I can't tell you how much I've been quietly doubting myself, quietly beating myself up, thinking that something is wrong with me, that I'm too boring for the masses, my personality is just flawed somehow, that maybe I'm just not cut out for the streaming. As much as I try not to care about the stuff, seeing a lot of dips in viewership does cause me to reflect, because I strive to improve, but honestly it feels like I can't do anything right. I've never thought about graduating this much ever. Again, thank you for bringing light to this. They said Mystic is such a good streamer, and again, a lot of people have been agreeing with a lot of this kind of stuff, right? Including like Milky Ways, Spite, and Rosie Balmoo, Kitsunero. So many big streamers have been obviously kind of commenting on this, including people like Camilla and stuff as well too. Now, it's gotten even worse as we've covered things over the course of this week, including obviously Twitch banning a lot of people, for suspected fraud, which is pretty insane. Now, a lot of this is due to how payments within VTuber agencies work, and if you want a kind of bigger example of how Twitch hates VTubers and VTuber agencies, I think this is probably one of the biggest ones you can give, right? Because they haven't set any kind of implementations to avoid these bans from taking place within agencies and things like that. All of these people are currently getting banned, and this has happened in multiple cases with FaZe Connect as well and other VTuber agencies. Essentially, what they got banned for in terms of fraud was the fact that multiple accounts were having the same kind of payout methods due to the agency taking the money and then distributing it to the talent, right? And that is a very common thing within VTuber agencies and also some other agencies as well. But Twitch, for some reason, just decides to not do anything about it and be like, oh wait, we've got a big increase in VTuber agencies and how the monetary kind of things like that work. Oh, we're just going to keep the system the same and just let them all get banned. They don't do anything about it, and it just seems to me that they don't care about the VTuber community enough to kind of make those changes to avoid streamers being banned for this kind of stuff, and having, if anything, it causes them more problems for themselves, due to the fact that, support agents then have to, look through it and then fix the problem and then deal with it all, which probably takes longer than just making a change to stop this kind of stuff from happening. So again, this kind of stuff is happening. And then also statements from like the CEO of Twitch here, like Dan Clancy, has also blown up quite a bit in the VTuber space. For example, this one tweet from Dexerto saying Twitch CEO Dan Clancy tipped a streamer $100 on air instead of gifting 20 subs. He said it's better because Twitch doesn't take a cut. That was pretty bad whenever the CEO of the company understands how bad the system is in terms of tipping and bringing in money for streamers, right? He donated them $100, I'm guessing in person or whatever, right? With money. instead of gifting them 20 over on the platform, because he knows that Twitch takes such a large cut of the money that they're barely even gonna get $100. They're not gonna get anywhere close to that. And well, obviously that shows you how bad the platform is, and you know how terrible the whole system is at the moment, with how the CEO is literally treating it. And obviously people say, maybe I'm still half asleep, but I'm generally a bit confused by people getting angry over this. Twitch takes a big cut and has a slow payout system, so tipping directly has always been one of the best workarounds to support streamers. Was this news to some people? Now, that is true. It is true, but obviously it's not news to anybody. This was always known that Twitch takes a huge cut, but whenever the CEO himself is kind of, being very open in the fact of, hey, we take a lot of money from streamers, it doesn't sit right? And obviously people are saying in the comments, my understanding is it's more the fact that it's Dan Clancy saying, as he is the CEO and holds the power to make adjustments to improve it, he's showing that he's well aware it's an issue for streamers and doesn't want to fix it. I'm guessing, and this generally is a complete guess, that part of the reason they're not improving the split is because the money needs to come from somewhere. Twitch isn't exactly profitable, which, yeah, is obviously true, but it has caused a lot of people to kind of be outraged by this. People saying it makes sense, seeing as I was gifted $3,000 worth of subs at one point and gained only $1,000 of that without taxes removed. Twitch cuts are only getting worse. Support small streamers however you can, and that's why a lot of people prefer having donation links and things, and even then some of those take a big cut of money too. So you start seeing many people saying, don't gift me subs, please just gift me anything else, just don't give me subs, give me a donation or something that goes straight to my account, rather than having Twitch take a huge cut of it, which can be a big issue. And that is one of the big issues with streaming on over at Twitch. And that's why many VTubers and stuff are looking at moving to other places, including YouTube, who take a little bit less of a cut, and also Kick, who take even less of a cut. They take barely anything of a sub. And kind of experimenting with multi-streaming and things like that, because it does end up being better for these kind of VTubers in terms of making money and being able to sustain their career, And this is just some of the problems that are going on over at Twitch at the moment. And there's a list of other ones as well, which we could go through. I didn't even discuss the attire policies and things like that, of how they're allowing, obviously that furry VTuber that we were talking about in my previous video, right? How they're allowing that on the platform, but not allowing certain VTuber models and things like that. It continues. It keeps going and going and going on all of the awful decisions Twitch are making. And it seems like a lot of VTubers and a lot of creators have had enough finally and are continuing to call out this kind of stuff. But yeah, I mean, this was kind of a situation that I wanted to talk about because it is all starting to get connected, and the hatred towards Twitch at the moment is building up, especially in the VTuber community. So I kind of wanted to kind of bring this to light because many people are struggling. They're struggling with viewership. They're struggling with the fact that the CEO is taking such huge cuts of their subs. They're struggling with the fact that they can't even stream anymore because they're getting banned for fraud, or they're getting banned because of what their model looks like. Again, it's crazy that they're being so kind of pushed back against that they can barely even make money or barely even do their job because of Twitch, which I think is absolutely insane, and it just keeps on getting worse. But I just want to kind of bring you guys a little bit of light on that situation because I thought it was pretty crazy. But yeah, if you guys did enjoy this video, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. Also, go over to GameSubs, use my code Kazza, get 10% off. Again, they've got a ton of really cool stuff over there. Definitely recommend checking it out. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. That's all. See ya.